Thank everyone for staying for the anchor position. I have been known to use the emergency stop button in order to finish my elevator pitch, so we will see how this goes with my allocated 6 minutes. I took a couple of things away from today, particularly at lunch when we're talking about think big. I think that we've conquered that one with really the tagline of what we're trying to accomplish at Vertical Acuity, which is literally reinventing how content is discovered and delivered on the internet. And the way in which we do that is to be able to discern what consumers are most likely to want at a given moment in time and move that content from the place it lives on the internet to the place the content is on the internet. And what I'm going to do today is give you an overview of what we see as the problem and the space, and give you a little bit of an overview of how we solve this problem. And indeed it is a problem, and the problem is really caused by the explosion of content on the internet. I just learned a few minutes ago that there's now, I guess, 150,000 more images on the internet than when I got up on this stage. And it's not just the content itself, it's a number of sites, the specialization of sites, the large portals. It's going to continue to explode very much along the Metcalfe law, the Moore's law, the user-generated content. It's a problem which is very easy to understand and which ripples through all aspects of the internet. In particular, it impacts destination sites. Folks that spend money either building content, writing articles, acquiring articles, in some cases stealing articles, in order to provide a compelling experience for you. And their job is getting harder and harder to maintain your attention, both because of all the types of content that are out there and also because the ease of finding it with Google, who we like to think of as the universal joint of content discovery. And sometime after the show, I'd love to give a history on internet and how we started by moving content to consumers with old technologies like FTP and the progression, but it's led us here, which is, you wonder if there's swine flu in Atlanta. You do a quick search on Google, you find your results, you go to a site, you find some content, you're back at your results page, you go to a site, you find some content, you go to another page, and eventually you either find a site that you have solved your problem or you tire of it and move on. This is actually very good for Google, right? Google doesn't want destination sites to actually have all the content you're looking for, or else you won't back out into the search mode and then find another site. Because when you think about what the internet is based on, the core business model of destination sites is actually very simple. You have customer acquisition costs and you have lifetime value. So Google likes to be in the customer acquisition cost business. People pay them to deliver traffic to their sites to the tune of billions and billions of dollars, which of course is money that the destination sites are paying. So when we look at the opportunity to build a company and a vision in this space, what we look at is how can we understand what content is most likely to be desired by a consumer once they're already on a site. And the answer is you need to have a lot of intelligence about a lot of real-time data. And the way in which you get that is by creating a unique technology that's been in development for 18 months that can very accurately gather data across a vertical industry, health in this case, normalize it, and use this big data set to say, you're looking at swine flu, you have a red mark, you're looking for the article on a chicken allergy, and then move it from one site to another site using syndication of data. And what we mean by syndication of data is not RSS, it's not link sharing, it's Health Central over here has the article that you want. WebMD has you as a customer. Why can't we move the content to the consumer where the consumer is, making sure the content owner gets paid, and then allowing the destination site to further its business model of commanding your attention, commanding the frequency, duration of visits, and loyalty? And the answer is you can. You can, and you need to have a compelling and innovative business model to do this. And this is really what Vertical Acuity has been spending the last 18 months perfecting, is how to get all constituents not only paid, but paid with the foreknowledge of profit. So the way our technology works is that in this case, the WebMDs of the world will actually carve out a space in their site where we can publish content very much like 7, 8 years ago the ad networks were doing with publishing ads. And we're able to increase the number of page views, the number of visits that they have, and we're able to share in this lift through a number of different business models, including the sharing of advertising revenues. So we have 3 products or 3 different user manifestations in the market right now. We selected the music and entertainment vertical to start with because, quite frankly, they'll try anything. And we've had a very different philosophy of building the company. A total of $1 million has been spent with about 4 or 5 engineers. We have about 1 million recommendations a day, and we're seeing about a 20–30% click-through, so consumers are really kind of eating the food when they realize that there's additional content to be presented in a more compelling fashion than what we refer to as the Google bounce. There's the hockey stick. We have a compelling business model, which I'd love to share with anyone who's interested. We're going to go from 65 million page views up to about 1 billion early next year. And we have a very experienced management team. This is my 4th venture-backed startup. We have a team that's been together for about 10 years. We're looking for our first significant outside capital raise of about $3 million of new money. That's my story. I'm sticking to it, and that's the last one of these. So have a great day.